वेलकम टू मोनिश इन द वेस्ट कोस्ट गाइज. होप यू डूइंग ग्रेट. आज का टॉपिक है शादी, बट नॉट जस्ट शादी, but its connection with the PR immigration process. So we will be addressing two questions in this video. The first one is, what if I get married while my PR application is in progress? Will my express entry CRS points be recalculated or not? The second question is, what if I get married at any point of time after the submission of my PR application, but before the landing process is completed? So what are the steps am I supposed to follow? How do I declare my wife or my husband? And how do I plan to bring my spouse to Canada? So let's check the solutions to these two questions. Now, for the sake of this video, we are considering two names. The first one is Akshay and second one is Twinkle. So over here, Akshay is the one who has applied for his permanent residence application and he is going to get married to Twinkle. Let's assume that Twinkle is right now in India and she has no immigration status in Canada. Before that, let us have a look at the general timeline that Akshay is supposed to follow. So considering that Akshay is single, he receives an invitation to apply first. After that, he uploads all his documents and submits his electronic application for permanent residence. This is the submission stage. Once he has submitted his electronic file for PR, there is a standard wait period, and after that, he receives his passport request. Once he submits his passport within 30 days, he will receive a single entry visa and a COPR document. On the basis of these two documents, he will be able to fly down to Canada, complete the landing formalities, and become a permanent resident of Canada. That's the general timeline, okay? Now coming back to the question of recalculation of points. Now what if Akshay gets married to Twinkle at this point of time, which is after Akshay receives invitation to apply, but before the submission of his PR application? So in this case, once he gets married, he will notify IRCC about the changes in the family composition and his points will be recalculated. His express entry points will be recalculated. However, if he gets married to Twinkle after the submission of his PR application, but before the completion of the landing process at any point of time in this timeline, then in that case, once he notifies IRCC about the changes in his family composition, his points will not be recalculated. So I hope that doubt is clear. Moving on to the next part. What if Akshay was single throughout the processing of his application, right from the point he received his invitation to apply, when he submitted his electronic application, also when he received his passport request, and also when he received a single entry visa and the COPR document, and he is going to get married to Twinkle right at this point of time, which is before the completion of his landing process. So in this case, Akshay is required to follow some steps. Let us check out what those steps are. So in this case, Akshay is not supposed to complete his landing process. He will stop over here and notify IRCC about the change in his family composition. So the first step is sending a notification email to IRCC. So Akshay will send an email in which he will include all his application details, his UCI number, and let them know that his marital status has changed. So this email can be sent to CPC Ottawa, Case Processing Center Ottawa, or he can also send an email to the local visa office. Now because Akshay's and Twinkle's local visa office is New Delhi, they will send this notification email to the New Delhi visa office. Akshay has one more option, the third option, which is to raise a case-specific inquiry, which is CSE. This is a web-based form on the IRCC website. The link to this CSE web-based form will be mentioned in the description box. I will also share the email ID for CPC Ottawa. So once Akshay completes the notification process, he is supposed to patiently wait for the reply. This reply can take 1 day, or this reply can also take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. As soon as Akshay receives a reply, he will see that there is an application kit which is uploaded in his MyCIC account. Now this application kit will tell Akshay about the next steps in the process. They will ask him to fill out specific set of forms. Some forms are to be filled by Akshay himself, some forms are to be filled by Akshay and Twinkle both. Out of the multiple documents that they will ask from Akshay and Twinkle, I want to highlight 3 specific documents that they are going to ask him for sure. Those 3 documents are Twinkle's police clearance certificate, Twinkle's notarized birth certificate, and Akshay and Twinkle's marriage certificate. These 3 documents are always needed in this case. Now they will give you around 30 days to submit all these forms and documents. In some cases, they also give you only 7 days to submit all these forms and documents. So my recommendation is, if you know that they will either give you 7 days or they will give you 30 days to submit these documents and forms, you better be prepared with these 3 set of documents. Once you submit all these documents, you will move ahead and wait for the medical request, provided that everything goes well in this process. In case if they need some additional documents, for example, they might ask you for proof of funds. So in that case, they will send you one more notification in your MyCIC account and you are supposed to upload that document online. Moving ahead with the medical request stage. Now this request is for Twinkle to get her medical tests done. She can either do this medical test at this point of time, or Akshay can also get this done in advance and submit the medical examination results upfront along with these documents and forms. Once the medical examination results are clear, there is no issue, and then they move ahead, they will ask you for the passport request. This passport request is for both Akshay and Twinkle. So Twinkle is supposed to submit her passport and Akshay is supposed to submit his single entry visa, which is in the passport, and also his COPR document, because both these documents need to be updated. Sometimes it also happens that they might ask you for your visa and COPR, like for your passport and COPR to be surrendered at this stage as soon as you receive a reply. So in that case, you can also submit your passport and visa at this stage and wait for the reply. Now let us assume that Twinkle and Akshay have submitted their documents, their passports, and as soon as that processing is done, they will receive their new visas and new set of COPR documents, on the basis of which both of them can fly to Canada together and become permanent residents of Canada together. And this entire process might take anywhere from 2 to 4 months. Now if Twinkle is accompanying Akshay, then this is the process that he has to follow, which will take on an average 2 to 4 months if your local visa office is New Delhi. If Akshay mentions in these forms that Twinkle is not accompanying him, then in that case, he will eventually follow the Outland Spousal Sponsorship, where he flies to Canada, becomes a permanent resident first, and then wants to sponsor Twinkle to join him into Canada as a permanent resident. But this process is very complex, a lot of documentation is required, and definitely a painful one. As of today, as of July 2018, the average timeline for the processing of these kind of applications is 1 year. Sometimes it takes 8 months, sometimes 12 months, sometimes 14 months. So there is no specific timeline for this one. So if you have this option of choosing between these 2 options, I would recommend that definitely go for this option. 2 to 4 months is any day, any time better compared to this timeline of 1 year. So hope you guys got a brief idea of how this process works. If you still have any questions, comment section. Wish you a happy married life and wish you a happy journey with your immigration process and also with your first flight to Canada. See you in the next video. Bye, take care, and I will treat myself with Pan Pasand Gold. Just kidding guys, bye, take care, have fun.